Hello there, welcome to another wild camp. Me and Jack are in Swaledale, a place called Swaledale, North Yorkshire moors, and we're going for a wild camp. We're just up the side of this valley and going up a little bit, and hopefully we can find a flat spot when we get there. I hope you can hear me. I've got a microphone here I'm trying out. Hopefully it picks up my voice and less wind. Let's see what happens, shall we? So you can see I've got our Jack here, and I've got our Jack's dog. His name's Rory. He's a golden retriever, just over a year old. It's his first ever wild camp, and actually it's his first ever view or meeting with sheep. Now obviously we're not going to take him nowhere near sheep, but because Rory's a really friendly dog, but you've got to be careful when you take your dogs out in places like this, because around this area it's a sheep area, if you want to cluster as that, and you can't let your dog off, because if you do and it worries a sheep, I've heard that the farmer can legally shoot the dog, and we don't want that, do we really? Now hopefully, if you can see, I've changed a little rubber thing for a fluffy one, so it might make the sound better. I can't check it till I get back home, so hopefully it's all right. Right, this here is called the River Swale, hence the reason why it's called Swaledale round here. We're not far away from Richmond, about 10 miles if that's the case, but Richmond's a city centre, town centre, no intention of going there. Now, we know around this area, because the amount of rain we've had recently, any campsite round here have closed the doors because it's that bad. So hopefully, as we're walking along where we are, we start to climb a bit higher, then hopefully we'll find some flatland and it's going to be a bit drier. Now we're only going to find out when we get there, but we'll camp out somewhere tonight anyway. Now I have been this area of Swaledale many times. The campsite down the road called Usher Gap. As I said, it's shut. So with no intention of going on Usher Gap anyway. I've always wanted to go wild camping up here. There's a really nice walk round here. It's about 7 or 8 miles from Muka to Keld and back, and it takes you through some lovely waterfalls. No doubt we'll see at least one of them, but it's such a lovely place here, and we're just out of winter as well, even we wouldn't think so, because in the UK it's been raining virtually non-stop since about, I think, the turn of the winter really. But hopefully we're going to have a good wild camp. Getting tangled up with dog here. What?
On the right there, dead rabbit.
Where? Oh dear, look at that. I don't know what the hell's killed that. It could have been a dog for all we know. We don't know. Just don't know.
There's another one there.
Is there?
Oh, look.
Oh dear, there's another one here as well.
I know, there's like remains.
Oh, one there as well, isn't there?
Oh no.
So we don't know what's killed these rabbits. We don't know. I'm not going to expect it anyway, but I know for a fact that Rory's here. He's always been kept on a lead, and he's never let go, because I do know the right thing to do. That's what I teach our Jack. Been a couple of years since me and our Jack went wild camping, and in that time a lot of things have changed. You may or may not know about me lad dying last year, and me dad 2 months after. And but the good news is Jack's got married, and his wife is having a baby soon. So this wild camp is like a bit of maybe a bit of freedom, until obviously you have to buckle down to a family, and then obviously a few years time, maybe in 20 years time, I'll be dead then probably anyway. You can go wild camping, but you never know. It's nice to get back out with them anyway. Okay, this walk so far is going to take us, I can see if I can see it for you. It's round about there, something like that. I'll put an arrow on it to be easier. That's called Crackpot Wildcamp. Disused farmhouse. I'm going to go there first, have a minute. I'm going to mooch around a bit higher, find where we can camp up there somewhere a bit flatter than that. And I'll give you some of the history of Crackpot Wildcamp as well. Now most of the wild camping videos you've seen recently is with back of Jack's pack. There's so many old buildings around here. You can see them there and there, once where farmers would have lived, and for whatever reason they've become abandoned now. But the buildings, just a shame they're just falling apart really. Right, fairly flat most way, that's about 2 mile at least, and then it starts to climb up, if you can see behind me, that steep slope. When this isn't flowing that heavy, you can actually step on that and walk across it. Friends of mine have done before. If I can find some pictures, then I'll put them on so you can have a look. There you go, like a slope into the upper section. 1890. I know the building's older than this, I think. Well, it could be actually. Apparently it goes from the 18th century actually, which that is the 19th century, 1890. So at Crackpot Hall, it's abandoned now, been abandoned many years. It says it's been built in the 18th century, but there's a stone here with 1890 on it. That makes it 19th century if that's the case. But anyway, it doesn't matter. If there's 18th century, it's 18th century. It's 1700s then. So anyway, Crackpot, an unusual name, and it's nothing to do with somebody smoking crack and somebody being an idiot as crackpot. It's a derivative. Apparently, it's something to do with Viking word, and crack means crow, and pot means cave. Now I've not a clue what Crow Cave is to do with round here, but it must be. It obviously means something to the Vikings anyway. So now the reason why it's abandoned, because apparently it's been subsidising over a period of years. There's lots of lead mines round here, and no doubt under this hall anyway, this place, this farmyard, this farmhouse here anyway. So maybe it was just too dangerous to carry on living here. Now, back in the 1930s, there was a tale going round about a young girl, a ghostly figure of a young girl about 4 years old called Alice. Where's she got her name Alice from, I don't know, but anyway. And she was speaking some kind of weird dialect. Nobody could understand what she was saying if they happened to see her. And she used to run round here with a real weird laugh, apparently, and she had dogs chasing her and playing and all this stuff, and as she would run barefoot. So, you know, if you come up here, especially when it's getting dark, and you hear a ghostly voice or a young girl laughing weirdly and talking weird dialect, and ghostly visions of dogs running with her, then keep clear. Apparently the truth is, the BBC did some research about this ghostly thing, this figure, and a young girl, it doesn't mention her name, maybe called Alice, who was only young, used to live here when families lived here. So maybe it's just a folk myth, a folklore, where people make things up, and you know what people are like then. They're walking up here and they're wondering, you know, are we going to meet somebody like Alice here? Who knows? So that is really, they say, that's the real fact. Now this place is actually under preservation order by the Yorkshire Dales Preservation Millennium Trust, something like that. It's a Gunnerside estate. Now, if anything happens to this place, which starts to get below, obviously, standards, whatever it may be, then no doubt somebody will come up here and start putting some bricks back in place and making it look something like tidy. If you look around, it's tidy-ish as such. You can walk around here freely. You know, you've got, I think you've got rights to walk around here anyway. So it's just a nice place to come and have a look and, you know, sit down. And if you hear like a weird noise, then you never know, it could be Alice. Now we're up here, we're going to look a bit further along to try and find a flat spot to camp. Now it's getting windy. I'm all right here because it's in a shade, you know, a windless shade, if you want to call it, whatever you call it. A couple of buildings further up, we're going to try and camp up there, but we just met about 6 Prince of Wales Trust lads just come from the top all the way up there, and he said it's really bad up there and it's windy, so I'm definitely not going to camp in the wind. It just isn't worth it. So let's find somewhere we can actually camp for the night. This is another building. I think it probably belongs to Crackpot Hall, because Crackpot Hall's only, I don't know, 100 metres away, and so it's built with random stone, obviously, but they've done a good job. But you can see that there, 2 buildings have been joined. It's not very good, is it? Looks like it's going to split apart at some point. Might have found a shelter spot here. Looking at it, maybe. Oh, we can hear me. It's getting windier at the moment. It's forecast about 25 kilometres an hour, which is about what, 12, 13 mile an hour. It feels much more for you. Anyway, I had a look right at the top here. I walked round to Swaledale, is it called? And there's Jack noticed a notice up saying there were birds that were nesting between April and June. Well, we're only at the beginning of April, so it's not worth us going round there trying to find a spot. So we found somewhere slightly off the beaten track, not much, but it's above Crackpot Hall, and especially that building, that upper building. So hopefully we might have a good night's kip here. See what happens. Right, we've done our Jack's tent. Some big stones on this. It's so stony, just about an inch under, that we can't put pegs in. So we've got these big stones on it. Try and hold it down. It should do. It should be all right. Right, let's take out the mighty Bobcat, shall we? Right, well, I've got Jack set up. I've got mine set up such as I've had to pin it down by a rock. It's a rocky area, really. It's windy. Probably hear the wind of the tent. Jack reckons it's not that bad, but when you're up a few hundred metres up, it is. You're right there, lad.
Yeah, I'll have to go and get him in hours, so it's not a...
Oh, okay then. Jack's taking back in tent. I'm just trying to set it up, and I'll give you an opinion on the Bobcat 1 when I've eventually finished setting it up. It took me about an hour, really. Nothing to do with the tent at all. I forgot to put the innards. I should have done the innards at home, really. That's what I normally do with a bar tent, but I didn't, did I? So I faffed about and I got it wrong a little bit, and I've eventually got it right, and it's been raining and miserable, basically. But it doesn't matter, you know, we're out here, there's fresh air. I'm pretty tired, actually, so I'll hopefully have a good night's sleep. See what happens. Right, after all this faffing about and me not doing things right as usual, and the weather's not been playing ball with us, I'm going to show you inside my tent and let you know what I think. Just a first view, if you want to call it that. So as you can see, I've got this X-Ped. I've decided to bring the X-Ped. I've not had it for ages, mainly for winter, to be honest with you. But I've decided, and it just fits. Talk about cosy. There's nothing much I can fit in there, to be honest with you. Got my pillars. I've got 2 pillars inside there, and that's it really. It's just a quick view, to be honest with you. My stuff's outside. It's just thrown outside at the moment because of the weather, on this side as well. So all my stuff's in there where I've been taking out of bags and stuck it in the bag there out at web. So that's at the moment what it looks like. No, I know it's not great, but you never know. I'll show you outside what I've done with it. I've pegged it down. The ground's rock hard here. It must be on some kind of I think it's the old mines, spoils So we've got a big hard ground here, so we've pegged it down. We've done best I can. Believe it or not, the original pegs are better than the ones that Jack's got. They just wormed their way through between the bricks, so it's holding all right, but it's dead soft ground. At the moment, there's our Rory thinking, what's going on? Scared to be shed of that dog. So I'm going to try and set up here, try and warm some food up. This tent, really, when I think about it, definitely a one-man tent. A little bit of vestibule in front for putting some stuff in. If you're carrying quite a bit of stuff, then maybe, I don't know. I'll give it a go, obviously. But the land shan comes out tops at the moment, for me anyway. It's got more room for it inside. It's lighter. But I've not really tried this tent. So I've got to give it a few more goes to see what I really think of it. Ah, there we go. The water's boiling and we're food in. So this is the Swedish cook set, or part of it I should say. The rest of it's at home. I've left the mess burner and that. I don't need that. So I'm just going to boil water in with it. Oh, there's the cups, Jack. Who has it got to? I don't know. I'm going to set up in a minute and put water in there, and then we've only got food to warm up anyway, so it's much easier than trying to cook something. And if you watched my videos before, you know I don't cook nothing. Right, now we're having a mix that there, golden veg rice. I'll warm that up with Jack's food first. And I got this the other day for Jack, where he likes meatballs. I tried to get that what we found, but I can't seem to find it anymore. Maybe they stopped making it, so I'm going to warm them up for him as well. Right, I've been looking through the garage and sorting it out, and I found this old bottle gas, but a bit rusty. I've tried it, it definitely works, so I'm going to use that gas up first, and I don't need it anymore. I like using these as well for tables, really. I think they're about 50p for one. Just much easier than getting a fancy table. There's no point to me. I've got one there that I've not used yet. Just for spur, if I ruin that one, doesn't matter, does it really? So this one I'm going to make so we can boil water for a brew after the top. I've got more water anyway. Right, I bought myself one of these things here now. Then you know the ones you can get that have got fuel in to light something like a high-powered flame. Well, this will light itself. It's got a trigger. I'm going to show you this anyway. It's really good. I think it's what they call plasma or something like that. Watch it. Right, switch the gas on. There you go. How good's that? And it's USB, charging up, and you don't need to carry any spare gas with it if you don't want to, such as a lighter or them, and they're not that expensive really. I don't know. Weather forecast didn't say it was going to do that. They didn't say it was going to rain. It said it was going to be a tiny bit windy, about 25 kilometres, 15, 20, no it's not even that actually, about 10 to 15 mile an hour. But it's the gusts that are doing it. Anyway, when we've been camping before, we've managed to get between any gusts or any rain, and we've managed to cook things outside. But unfortunately, it keeps raining. So in the little Bobcat, it's got a tiny bit of a shelter, which is working actually. I've got the back towards where the wind's blowing. Now it could change, you know what weather's like, but it's coming from the valley, so it's not too bad. So hence the reason why I'm going to cook from where we are now. I got a bit breezy, so I brought the shield, and that's protecting it now. You know what shields are like. If it's good enough for Captain America, it's good enough for us. Well, Jack's got his food. I've just mixed the rice in with it. It's all right, Jack.
Lovely.
There we go. Right, I'll show you what I'm going to have for tea. Right, this is what I'm having. It's Expedition Foods, and it's beef and potato hot pot. Now it's done slightly different than Jack's, where I've just warmed this up. This is going to be hot water poured in. But this was brought to me by my good friend Josh Thomas. He must have either thought I needed feeding, or he felt sorry for me. I just don't know which one it is. Anyway, thanks Josh. You're a blooming gent. Well, Josh. Oh, my spoon. It's lovely this, actually. You know what it reminds me of? Oh. It reminds me of the meat out of a pie. Just no crust with it. So you've got it right there, mate. It's virtually a Wigan pie, but with no pastry. But otherwise, it's lovely. Right, now for sweet, I've been to Decathlon and got pom banana crumble, apparently. Apple banana crumble style. Jack's having that. And I'm having chocolate muesli. Or chocolate muesli. I'm having that. Well, the weather's gone a little bit worse. So I'm glad we're actually in him. As I said, the tent's facing the wind, so it's not too bad. Right, we've added water. We've added water, and we've left it for about a minute, so it says on the back. So I just go and try his first. And you've got apple, haven't you?
Yeah, apple.
Apple something or other. What's that like? You can see it. You smell of apple. What's it taste like?
Not great.
Did it not? Well, that's minus whatever what Jack's got. He don't like it. Apple, whatever it's supposed to be. I'll give mine a go. Mine's chocolate muesli.
There's no banana, it's just pure apple.
Is it?
Very sweet. It's just very, very sweet. Not for me.
Yeah. This is alright actually. These here, maybe Jack, if it had it cold, it'd be better because I'm hot or cold. Just have given it a minute for it to rehydrate itself, but
It's very sweet.
he don't like it. I quite like this actually, it's quite nice. But there I am, I'm a chocoholic anyway, so I like anything chocolate. But the dip down to go out, Decathlon, and they're not much, I think they're about £3 or £4. And go and try them yourself. Let us know what you think. Well, it's 9:45 at night, and so the day's over with really. Jack's gone and gone back to his tent. The dog's settled down. He's okay there. So you know, I'm going to sort me tent out here. I'm going to sort the front bit out as well. Obviously, because it's limited space really. So I'm going to sort that out and probably gear at the front here and jump into this thing and have a good night's sleep actually. Fingers crossed, see what happens. Right, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Oh, what a night that were. Absolutely blowing a gale all night long and rain all night long. But that was alright, to be honest with you. So what do I think of the the Bobcat? Well, difficult for the first time, to be honest with you. I mean, the circumstances when I set the tent up wasn't good. It was raining and a bit windy. And I set the outside up first, because obviously the inside goes in afterwards. But I set the outside up in difficult conditions really. As you can see before, I'd had to, when I got the pegs in, they went in really difficult because it's so stony around here. But I managed to get the pegs in, and then some of the pegs were pulling out, so we've got some rock which is to the back end of where we're camping, and peg it all down. We did something similar. We went to Prince of Wales quarry last time. I think I went out with Jack. That was something similar. The original pegs I used were actually alright. They worked. I know a lot of people changed the original pegs to something better, but I kept them. And they worked out okay, to be honest with you. They were right. They managed to whittle away through most of the rock itself, because it's probably about an inch, maybe 2 inch of soil, then rock underneath it. That was alright. As for when I put the inner down, I'd
not put it in correctly. What I should have done really, should have stripped it all out at home, put the inner in, then it would have been easier to put the thing up, but I didn't. I did the opposite way, didn't I? So I set it up when I got here. As for space, there's not a lot. It's a one-man tent. It's just big enough fit me in, and I'm 6 foot. It managed to fit me me bed in, me blow-up bed in, but that's about it really. I couldn't fit much else in. I'd fit some stuff in that, like for instance my drone bag, which I never used. It was too bad, the weather. But generally, my rucksack was outside in the vestibule, and I'm not that keen on doing that. I like keeping everything inside it, to be honest with you. Even what Jack's using now, the Robins, it's big enough to put my rucksack in. This one is definitely one man. The Lanshan I use, I've been using it for quite a while. I can't fault it really. That it's big enough to put everything inside. The only thing I leave outside is anything I think that's maybe muddy, like my boots, or I'll leave the cooking stuff outside. But I'll bring everything in, like, you know, the food and stuff like that. But in this case, you can't do that. You have to leave it in the vestibule. But each to their own, really, you know. I'm not really giving the verdict yet, because I've only used it once, so it's difficult to say. I'm going to use it again. And I'll work out if it's worth it for me or not. Well, I'm going to use it more times. You know, it's gonna be difficult to beat the Lanshan, be honest with you. The Lanshan weighs less. It's very, very compact, the Lanshan. I'd only need the 2 walking poles, which usually I take with me anyway. But you know, I'm going to give the Bobcat another couple of goes and see how it goes with that. Then maybe I can give you a better verdict.
As you can see, I've got a bag here. Put our rubbish in, which is in there. Leave no rubbish whatsoever. And would you believe it? It's snowing. Crazy weather. And it's April. Right, this is where we've been. So see, leave no trace. Nothing here. I was round about that area. Just a bit of a dry patch, I suppose, and that's it really. That's the end of the video. The freezing cold video. It's so cold, my hands are numb. I didn't expect it to snow. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from our Jack, and wherever Rory is. I'll see you in another video, wherever that may be.